Good morning everyone, my name is Chris from Two-Headed Wolf Gaming and welcome back to Fronts of Britannia, our East Anglia campaign. In the last episode, our king took overnight the city of Mamster, while the reinforcing army over here was asleep. We also managed to take the town of Elfric over to the east, and thus we achieved one of the victory condition necessary for our long kingdom victory. At this point, we are going to work on reinforcing the towns we just took. We're going to probably start using these armies to take over the coast, as we want to have some close trading with some of the faction over here to the west. Let's see what we managed to do in the last episode as we took over Mamster. He has a great hole over here which we will repair. We can repair the granary, providing us with 100% unit replenishment in the area, which is perfect right now, and 70 food, which we will use to basically build a new army. We can also repair the patrols over on this side. This building will provide us with +1 to public order and -30% to the enemy movement range in the local region. This will work for us well because we want to take some of these territories over, and we might have people marching in from the north trying to take it back, and thus slowing them down will be very helpful for us. In West Reading, we have the possibility to upgrade our taverns to an alehouse, which will provide us with about 200 more income. 190 and a little bit more public order. So let's just do that. Let's build a tavern and see what else we could do. If we take it by economy, over on this side, ECX has the possibility to just upgrade the storehouse, which will provide us more income from fort building chains. We just have one. Not that special. It's not the perfect area for trading. But let's see, when we go to economy, the corruption penalty is 0. Is this because Unlock is very good at keeping the corruption low? No, it doesn't look like it. So it is very weird to me that we don't have any corruption at this point. But what can we do? I am not sure I'm gonna upgrade anything else. If we go back to building a forge, we will get 10% more income from industry. We get 109 gold from our salt pans, and we do get another 65. So that's about 170 gold in total from industry. Not a whole lot. It's not gonna make a huge difference building this forge. So just for the moment, I don't think I'll upgrade anything else here in ECX. Linden Siege is upgrading some of its buildings. Middle Anglia is now a tiny bit stable because we have an event. And let's see what we could do over on this side. Let's build this law field, providing us with +1 to public order. Not a whole lot, but it will reduce the chance of rebellion in the areas. We've gained the trait strikes at night with Guthrum. From attacking at night, we received 1 zeal and 1 influence.
Our foes shall fall.
We have some level ups over here. The general, which has now 2 points in quartermaster. I want to make him, let's make him a good commander, so we'll add a champion to his army.
We pledge our service.
The other army leveled up as well. We have a good loyalty on him. I am going to add a point in champion for him as well.
We'll pledge our service. Eager for war.
And there's only one move that I want to happen, that I want to make happen this turn, is push forward,
Smash them.
with Gunnar and take the lead mine.
We will.
Now we have the entire area of West Reading. If we can get a good governor, perfect. So now that we have a lead vine, and we will build a few more buildings which provide us with industry bonus income, we can add a miner to maximize our profits. We don't have enough money for on this turn, we will wait one and go from there. Northumbria is making progress, he's taking his troops out. Let's see, so as far as trades goes, apparently Kettle over here became Epicurean, which will provide him with plus 10 income to all buildings and plus free zeal. And this is gained from building a market building chain. That is awesome. Halad became courtly, which provides him with 1 command, 1 loyalty and 1 influence. This is from the building here, right? Yes. So Halad, because he has this King's Palace in East Reading, actually is gaining some really interesting traits by being the governor of the area. That's really cool.
Enemy blood will flow.
The king is over here. Apparently this army stayed in the area for some reason. We are going to attack him and just take his army out. I'm not gonna fight this battle. I don't see it as really interesting. So let's just auto-resolve. We will use it to replenish some of our troops. And then we'll get back. Actually, let's start marching towards the coast and take over the entire area. The smaller army, I think because we do have a bunch of money,
we'll see this through.
we should recruit a few more troops over there, make that army efficient as well. I'll put Ragnall, the miner, in charge of West Reading. This should provide us with a bunch of bonuses long term. He is a liar, which gives him +3 to governance but -2 to command. He is arrogant. It's not important for him. He has only +2 to loyalty. I'm hoping that maybe we can find a way to make him more loyal. Let's see if we find him a wife. His wife would be well connected. Provides 10% income to all when husband is governing. And gives him 1 more point to governance. Perfect. But that won't increase his loyalty. Let's use one of these secure loyalty. And if I publicly thank him, he will gain +3 public order to all our region. He will gain +1 loyalty and -500 gold. Or we can do show respect, which will provide him with 1 more influence and 1 more loyalty. Having too much of an influence won't help us. in keeping him loyal, so let's just publicly thank him
Enemy blood
for
will
all the
flow.
work he hasn't done yet. On the recruitment side, we have a swordsman and 2 spearmen in this unit. Maybe we should really think about pushing the balance towards the army, just so we can get troops in quicker. I'll bring in an archer, I'll bring a cav unit, and that will be it for now, since we don't have a lot of money. For the rest of them, Gunnar, please stay still for one more turn at least.
To greater plunder.
For the Fury of Tyr, like the raiders from the coast actually took over like this entire area. I am not sure what's the plan of East-West CX.
No.
There's another army over here from Nordman, I think they're raiders as well. And I wonder where the armies of SCX is, as I don't see them around anywhere. Maybe we're getting close to the moment where we start declaring war to the south. Maybe that's where we're getting at. I'll have to think about it. Just for a little bit. Let's end the turn in the meantime. But that's not a bad idea. Maybe to finish over to the north, have an army or 2 stand still, and to start conquering to the west and the south.
I have achieved greater rank.
We have new raiders just to the southeast of the island, so they might come towards us, they might go towards SCX. As the newlywed, his priority naturally lie elsewhere right now. So Ragnall, because he got married, he gained chuffed to bits. Let's see, what does chuffed to bits? It's a cowardly trait, and he will gain +2 allegiance per religious estate, gains -1 command per noble estate, and -3 unit replenishment for levy units per agricultural estate. So he's good if we give him a religious estate. Huh. So we get this bonus from having this category. I never noticed that. So from being cowardly, he will find peace in religion, I guess, and provide us with more bonuses on that side. Chuffed to bits from a random political event, matters of the state, I care not to hear them today, or any day soon, my love. So we gained 1 loyalty and -1 influence. Yikes. But interesting. It's like this book of traits, and the fact that you can, besides the random ones, you can somehow build your characters by the buildings or the events they have in their area, is a really cool thing. It reminds me about the old Rome Total War game, where your characters would receive these kinds of traits randomly, and you would be able to create those stories about them. I think maybe in Rome Total War the names were easier to pronounce, definitely the names of the towns, and then the old British names of these areas. But you had that possibility. It feels like this kind of charm got lost with some of the newer games. When I play Warhammer Total War, for example, you do gain these traits, but it feels a bit disconnected. I don't know, maybe it's not visible enough, or I guess it doesn't matter too much when you are fighting with magic, right? There's already that cool factor inside the game. So these kind of small traits get left behind. I don't know. If you are watching, leave down in the comments. What do you think? Mass producing coins etched with the image of the glorified shall help us venerate them. We've upgraded the Martyr's Mint. For the next level we need 5,475, which will provide us 200 extra income. This is one of the buildings which we needed at level 3 for the Fame Victory. We're going to push for that.
We'll see this through.
For Guthrum, okay, let's march to the north.
In Odin's name.
Let's take over
No.
the coast. If we march over to the north, we should be able to kick out Northumbria's vassal. I don't see any more settlements for him. And this will help us with the kingdom victory.
Enemy blood will flow.
Gunnar.
Foes shall
Gunnar, I want you to stay in the province just one more turn. I'll add one more cab unit to your army.
pledge our service.
For Bertrand, I want to recruit some troops for you as well. I'm gonna give you 2 long axemen, 1 Anglian marauder. Yes, that's what we'll do. And I'll march you over to this side. Keep you in this area, maybe you'll gain some good traits as well, rather than sitting back.
You can rely on us.
For this army,
Enemy blood will flow.
it's not the strongest, but it's not the weakest either. Let's march them forward. Let's see if we can make a bit of a stand against these raiders.
Never.
These Vikings, maybe they're Vikings. We shall see. New level up for our governor. Guthrum is at level 10 governance, giving him minus 100 corruption and plus 25 income from commerce and minus 30% construction cost. That is huge. Corruption, if you don't know, it's a percentage that increases and eats at your economy as you expand your kingdom. So the more areas you take over, the harder it is to control, the easier it is for corruption to appear. Sure, there are different buildings that you can construct in order to decrease this number. However, they take time, they take slots in the towns, and so having a strong governor at 37 now, it's very useful for us. Let's keep building him up as a governor. Let's increase all the traits that provide him with extra income. And with that,
Our foes shall fall.
I think this will be it for this particular turn. We are doing quite well. We can see that this campaign is slightly coming to the end. As soon as we reach one of the long victories, we've got a Welsh Rebellion and the Stormy Year, providing us with plus 50. Before this year, we gain plus 50% construction cost to all regions, so we definitely don't want to build anything this year. Minus 10 unit replenishment to all our armies, and that won't be too bad. And plus 1 turn until replenishment in all recruitment pools. That's gonna hurt in building our armies up. But not that big of a deal. Like, events like this happen, so to speak. we're just gonna have to sit still and remember not to build anything for 4 turns. Now there was an idea that I wanted to close just before the end of the turn happened. Unfortunately, I do not remember. I'm very sorry about that. But I'm sure I'll bring it up again in the future. So for now, let's move this army closer to the coast. Let's recruit another unit of swordsmen. And some Jarl Huskars, which is an amazingly strong unit, though pretty expensive. Like, we want to have at least some sort of an army to challenge the troops in the area, as they do seem to be expanding around quite a bit. Huh, quite interesting. I'm curious if they have 2 armies, in which case we will have to be careful. We will have to pay some attention.
We'll see this through.
This area looks stable right now,
You can rely on us.
since our allegiance went up. Let's work on bringing these troops closer to home, closer to the south, as we might need some backup. We finished researching the cultural osmosis, reducing our public order penalties by a lot. And let's see what we can do further in our research. On the civic side, there's nothing. We could go for the Villa Estate, or we could go for the trade summits, giving a penalty of +5, a penalty of 5% to the enemy campaign movement range. We will gain a bit of diplomatic bonus towards all other faction, and +1 to the Here King balance. Now I was thinking if this is what I want to do, if I'm gonna go for the civic one, but I believe it's about time to push to increase our troops' quality so we don't get out-researched in the area. So if you go for siege techniques, we will get medium siege engines. That would be interesting to see what these siege engines are. We don't use a lot of spears. Let's do this. We have mostly X units, so we want to go further in. We go for professional warriors, which will reduce the recruitment cost of our X and sword unit. It will provide us with +5, or it will give us +5 upkeep cost for our sword and X units, which will be a lot since we have plenty of them. But I believe we do have the economy or the power to increase this economy pretty quickly. And then we go for offensive masters, which we will be able to use in order to upgrade our axe units. Let's just do that for now. Then maybe think about upgrading the cav instead of the spearman.
We pledge your service.
And we should be able to do some damage. I don't think I want to take over these territories right now. Like, I want to stay stable in the area just for a little bit. But what I do want to do...
In Odin's name!
What I do want to do is sack some of their provinces in order to get gold. We will just take over the coast step by step. We want to have these... We want to kick out Northumbria's vassal, just so we can achieve our goals. Let's see, we do have some low public order somewhere in Sufmirs, but we can't do much about it since we do not have one, unless we want to keep an army around, and I don't want to do that right now. So this is about it. If I look at the buildings that we have available, there's not much that I want to build. Yeah, we don't get enough income from industry, so I don't want to build a forge. Yeah, I believe there's nothing else. So let's not even look further than that. Let's end our turn.
Do not be a fool. Take this chance for peace.
So Northumbria thinks that we should take the peace treaty.
weak.
I do not agree. In these games, I would like to see something different. Like, they're using this tough language, right? When they're clearly losing and they want peace. I wish I'd see a more humble approach to the whole diplomacy thing. Maybe sometimes in the future. I know it's not a priority, at least I wouldn't make it a priority in such a game. But as we go further in technology and we get better at coding, maybe someday. So over on this side we have a few swords, we have a few archers. The replenishment rate is not too great. As I'm looking at this army, I wonder if we can protect it. I think we probably could. If we take the waterway, we will be able to reach this area a lot faster than through the forest and swamps and whatever else there's here. So that's what we're gonna do next.
You can rely on us.
I am actually going to bring Bertrand to guard like this.
Ready for battle.
And let's go over to Cetreta, build some siege weapons, and prepare to attack them and sack the town. These troops over on this side are prepared for war as well. So what I will do is actually
Glory awaits us. It is always a joy to receive a friend.
declare. I wanted to declare South CX is a vassal of West CX.
It is always a joy to receive a friend.
I guess we didn't get. Maybe I misread the map or something happened over here, but apparently they're not raiders in this area anymore. So we'll just have to sit still just for a moment as we build these armies up and think if we really want to go in this huge war against West CX and the neighboring territories.
Can't be done.
These raiders are coming to over on this side. They're probably gonna start raiding. They're gonna take over enough territories, then we will push in. We will definitely push in as well to take care of the area. Let's see, for Halad over here, who is a governor, he gained a level. I don't need to put a point in loyalty to him because he's already at 5. So I'm gonna add some points into scribe. For him, he does have 4 loyalty right now. I want to bring him to 5, just in case there are those random events that happen and that might put a stop to us. As far as buildings go, let's just wait. We know there is a stormy year for 3 more turns and we don't want to waste any potential income since we don't really need it. With this being said, I'll just end the turn, deal with any events that might happen, and then close the episode. I think we've done a lot on this particular turn, and I'm quite proud of the progress we've made. It seems like everything goes together right now, like everything falls in place.
No.
So they are going for the settlement over here. It's a level 1 led by. It's not enough for me to stop the siege.
Marching
I'm just gonna
formation.
move this army closer,
Moving out.
leave them to replenish, I'll let him take it over and then swoop in to attack him.
You can rely on
I'm
us.
gonna take his territory,
Glory.
and apparently we have some fur market. And that we could change to a Grand Lodge, but this fur market is providing us income from commerce, provides us 100 from farm, 40 food, and a bit of supplies. It works perfectly with what we have in the area. And since there's no major event, I believe we'll put a cut in here and we'll return in the next episode with the siege and the sacking of this particular town, and think about what we do next and come up with a plan. I thank you very much for watching. If you like the series so far, do leave a like, do subscribe to stick around. It helps my channel grow from these humble beginnings, and maybe one day we would be able to fight on even a greater scale in new Total War. Maybe a medieval in the future? If you were one of those, leave it down in the comment. Have a great day.